Strong rays of sunshine cause me to open my eyes. I'm in my room. I'm now wearing my pajamas and lying in bed. Excuse me. With a knock, the door opens. Kohaku-san. Oh, I thought it was Hisui. Kohaku-san enters carrying a towel and a bucket. Oh, good morning, Shiki-san. How are you feeling? Kohaku-san draws near with her normal smile. Did Shiki pass out last chapter? I don't remember. I think back to last night's conversation with Hisui. Tucking that away into the back of my mind, I try to make my usual smile. Morning, Kohaku-san. Did you carry me up here? Huh? Don't you remember, Shiki? Oh, is it lagging? Don't you remember, Shiki-san? I found you alone on the stairs, and you stood up once I called to you. You said you had a nice nap and started to walk. I did lend you my shoulder, but you walked here by yourself. I don't remember any of this. Granted, it's been a week since I don't remember. Huh. I don't remember. I must have been so tired that I forgot what I did. So you don't remember anything about last night? Maybe. I don't remember anything after I came back to the mansion. That's unfortunate. Shiki-san, you kept apologizing to me. I inquired why you kept apologizing, and you kept saying that you were an idiot and a blockhead. Shiki-san, are you a blockhead? No, I don't think so. Well, I really am starting to get the idea that they think my brain is made out of wood. Anyway, thanks a lot. If I slept on the stairs, I'd have caught a cold and school. Huh? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? The clock tells me it's already past 10 in the morning. Kohaku-san! School! Yes. Today's your school's founding holiday, so you don't have school. Founding holiday? That's right. Come to think of it, it was. I completely forgot about it since I have been spacing out at school lately. Well, I should get up anyway. If I sleep any longer, Akiha will... I sit up on my bed. I can't really... My body won't move. I try to get up with my arms, but they have no strength. Oh no, not this shit again. It seems your condition is still bad. You have a slight fever, and you look a little pale. It may be boring, but please rest in bed today, Shiki-san. Kohaku-san wipes my forehead with the cold, wet towel. It feels good and cold. It seems your fever is down. You're not sweating as much, and your face looks much better. You should be well by the evening. Kohaku-san crisply brings out a thermometer and an ice pillow. Don't worry, the bed route is abridged. In the end, she makes me open my mouth and cheeks. Cheeks. She makes me open my mouth and checks the condition of my tongue. I guess it depends on how you use the thermometer, right? Sorry. Well, I'll bring you some rice porridge right away. Shiki-san, you better behave today. Kohaku-san. Yes? What is it, Shiki-san? As expected, she's like always. Her usual cheerful smile doesn't change. I can't bring myself to think that her smile is just an act. Nothing. I'm looking forward to the rice porridge. Yes. Well then, excuse me. Kohaku-san disappears down the hall, her footsteps padding after her. I just stare at that figure silently. Noon arrives. After bringing the food, Kohaku-san went back to her duties. Being alone, I let out a sigh as I think of my strange circumstances. Myself being adopted. Akiya saying that she doesn't care about it. Hisui and Kohaku-san. And the killer that's still on the loose. I asked Kohaku-san, but it doesn't seem like there was a new victim in the news today. I guess last night's victim was saved, but while Shiki is on the loose, there will be more victims. If only this body did what I told it to, I could stop Shiki. I lay my head back down on the pillow as I start to say that. Maybe it's because I've been seeing those dreams, but I'm beginning to have violent thoughts like Shiki. Whatever I do, I should heal up first. I close my eyes. Was I this tired all along? My energy just drains from me, and I feel sleepiness overcome me. I can hear my pulse in my ears. Thump, thump. It echoes inside my whole body, noisily, and jerks me away from dozing off. Hot. I'm thirsty again. Me too. My throat is dry. My mind is foggy. I open my eyes. My body still feels sluggish, and my fever is slightly increased. But still, I should be able to at least go to the dining room and get some water. The hallway is empty. A long time ago. So long ago I don't remember, or something I don't need to remember. This place is quiet, like ruins you might see in a movie. Hot. The sunlight is hot. I just want some water, so why? Something compels my legs to move. It seems like the detached building is bathed in sunlight. Completely. Like I'm in a hot desert. My vision dims white. Thud. I hear a noise. It's from the detached house. Someone... Is there someone in there? Opening the sliding door very slightly, I peer in from the porch. Inside, I see the figures of Akiya and Kohaku, and I know exactly what they're doing. And I'm not going to be fooled this time. They look a little strange. I hear the swishing of an obi being removed. What? Without a word, Kohaku-san pulls down her kimono and bares her breasts. Let me just make sure that that's properly censored. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Kohaku stands there with a blushing face, but does not move. Akiha presses her lips against the bared white chest. Tension. Kohaku looks down at her bare chest, and Akiha crouches so that she is burying her face in Kohaku's breasts. A thin red drop makes a line down her breast. Akiha's throat starts to move, swallowing something. What is she drinking? DBZ poster. There's no need to ask. I already understand. Akiya, she's drinking Kohaku's blood. Time itself seems to freeze. My entire body pulses, and I feel inside out. My heart doesn't even beat. It ticks like it was in a machine, or like it was a machine. My very cells have been transformed. My bodily functions have quieted like a still lake. All I can do is move my head and process what I see. Akiha. Bewilderment fills my world. Is Akiha a vampire too? Akiha-sama. Kohaku's lips tremble. Please stop. If you take any more, it'll be bad for you. Just like overdosing on medicine. Getting too used to blood would cause you... You want to say that I'll be like Shiki? That's strange, Kohaku. You don't want that? Her eyes are filled with enjoyment. Kohaku doesn't answer. That's fine. I didn't like Father either. He was pure evil. Just thinking he was my real father made me want to kill him. Right? Succumbing to his blood and forcing his passions on you when you were still a child. Every day, he would do those disgraceful assaults without end. So, Kohaku, I already know that you have a grudge against me and Shiki. Why? You know all that, and still drink my blood? Of course. I know it can't be helped that you have a grudge against me. But I still like you. Sorry. So whatever you do, I will forgive you. Unless you mess with what's most important to me, that is. With a smile, Akiha lips, something Nintendo Switch, don't worry about it. With a sudden jerk, shaking her shoulders, Kohaku stifles a gasp. Well. No, stop, Akiha-sama. If you drink more blood than usual, really... No need to worry. I won't become like Nissan. To me, sucking blood is just for pleasure. It won't destroy me like it did Shiki. But then, it would make you happy if it did. Kohaku doesn't answer. She only narrows her eyes, not affirming or denying it. Akiha's red tongue slides along Kohaku's white skin. Akiha clenches her nails against Kohaku. Okay, alright. My heart rumbles. My will has gone to a far-off place, commanding me to kill. Kill. Akiha-sama, why did Shiki-sama want so much blood? My blood was enough for him to stay alive. Yes, your blood was enough for him. As a synchronizer, your blood is more efficient and tasty. But reproduction and sucking blood are different. It isn't just that there needs to be a lot of blood. Everyone's blood has a different taste. To something that has become accustomed to sucking blood, different flavors are desired. There's no limit? Yes. But this is more like a hobby. So if your will is strong enough, you can quit. If you want delicious blood, it's easy to obtain some. Really, Shiki and I just need the blood of one person. Am I entranced? Just looking at Akiha sipping the blood, I can't even breathe. Pain. If it hurts so much, I might mistakenly kill to be free of this pain. Just the blood of one person? Yes. For Shiki, it may have been mine. That's why he never came here. If he did that, the fun game would have been over. Yes. Over completely. If you drink what would for you be the best blood, there'd be nothing left afterwards. Or maybe that's her talking still. I would kill the one I love the most and drink up even their life. Okay, I think that's Akiha still. I would kill the one that I love the most and drink up even their life. After that, the only thing left would be emptiness. Akiha tightens her fingers around Kohaku's body. Kohaku closes her eyes and endures Akiha's actions. That is why I will never stop going after the thing I want the most. I'm sorry, that's why I will never go after the thing I want the most. I completely read that wrong. If there's a time for me to do that, then that is after finding out it'll never become mine. Akiha and Kohaku collapse together. Her red hair fills the room like a waterfall. Okay, I think we're safe. Okay. Fighting back nausea, I escape with bloodshot eyes. The dizziness threatens to overpower me. What was she saying? Sucking blood, just like Shiki, and choking with Kohaku as she sucked her blood. Her red hair. Kohaku-san. Disgracefully assaulted by Makihisa. My head is pounding. My heart is still wild. Akiha. I saw Akiha drinking Kohaku's blood, and I thought it was beautiful. Crimson hair. A vermilion spiderweb. Freakishly scarlet like the wings of a poisonous moth. The very color of evil. Excessively beautiful. Excessively poisonous. Therefore, I am ruled by this strange feeling. Underneath the brilliant sun, I walk through the woods. Shut up. The incessant racket does not stop. What is Chiki Chiki? What is that supposed to be an onomatopoeia for? All I can think of is, like, Hamtaro. The unnatural sounds. I can hear them coming from behind me. Chiki Chiki. I can't take that seriously, I'm sorry. Insects. Oh, it's insects? Some black insects are crawling around my back. Because Kohaku-san called me a blockhead. These insects think my spine is a tree and crawl around it looking for honey. Oh, so it's supposed to be like all the insects crawling around like that? I think that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, gotcha. The insects gathered around my spine, crawl into my brain through my neck. Countless insects claw my back, crying out. As the insects enter, a sick impulse almost seizes me. Kill! The command to kill Tohno Akiha fills my brain. There can be no mistake. The name of these insects is the urge to kill. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! I slapped the back of my neck with my hand. I felt like I'd go crazy if I didn't. I don't hate Akiha for sucking blood. I only hate myself. I hate being filled with the command to kill her. Shaking off the insects from the back of my neck, I escape into my room. Leaning my back against the wall, I catch my breath. I can't control myself. Just what's different between Shiki and the way I am now? No, that isn't really important. Why couldn't I understand her? Kohaku-san. The word in Makihisa's journal. The word synchronizer. Kohaku and Hisui weren't adopted. They were brought here as tools. The meaning. I didn't know the meaning of what it meant by being Makihisa's servant. I didn't even try to understand. Every day without end. Akiha said that. I don't have to think too hard about what Makihisa did. If Makihisa was subject to the same violent urges as me, I understand all too clearly what he must have done. Always. That girl was always by the window, not knowing how to leave, or even how to beg for help. Makihisa had no sympathy for Kohaku, still being a little girl. It was written in the journal. Makihisa only saw Kohaku as a tool, just like a child, placing all his emotions onto her. That girl would perpetually just stare at us while we played in the garden. I can't condemn Makihisa. I can, so we're clear. I also tortured her. More than Makihisa. Hisui said it. That Kohaku-san always wanted to become Hisui. I can't even imagine it. That girl being locked in the mansion, ever since childhood. Looking down at us, playing behind that clear wall of a window, every day. Despite this, she gave me something important to her as I left. After that, for the sake of her younger sister, she began smiling in her own play. A terrible farce. Only, inside the play, even she knows is a lie. All she can do is laugh. What a terrible thing I've done. Thinking that Kohaku-san was Hisui, I've spoke to her about my memories of the past. The day of the welcome party. While cooking with Kohaku-san, I spoke so happily about memories with Hisui. She said she didn't feel pain when she cut her finger. Foolish. My chest constricts. I can't breathe. Myself that wants to kill Akiha. Myself that couldn't even understand what was going on. Sorry. Sorry, Kohaku-san. My consciousness wavers. My body enters a stupor. For the first time, I want to kill myself using my ability. Akiha-sama, won't you call the doctor? That is pointless. He isn't sick. He won't get better unless we take away what's causing it. Oh, it's Hisui, okay. Akiha and Hisui are talking. This is Shiki's room. It looks like I'm sleeping on the bed. I try to get out of bed, but I can't move at all. My body's heavy like lead. All I can move freely are my mouth and eyes. For an instant, I think I'm still dreaming. You failed, Hisui. I told you to pay attention to Nissan today, right? I can't even trust you to take care of Nissan like this. I am very sorry. If you want to apologize, apologize to Nissan. Apologizing to me will just make me angry. I don't understand why they're like that. But I understand that Hisui is being scolded because of me. Akiha-sama, I cannot help Shiki-sama if he collapses. Please give Nissan my duty. That won't do. I can't let Kohaku near Nissan. You shouldn't either. Be with Kohaku every time she's here, and never let her alone with Nissan. But Akiha-sama, Shiki-sama's condition is getting worse. If he does not receive medicine from Nissan, he will not even be able to stand. That is true, but that's better for me. Akiha murmurs this as she ponders. Hisui, tell Nissan to skip school for a few days when he wakes. He has not been well in the past few days. Do not let him out of the room until he gets better. I will contact his school. I can no longer see Akiha's figure. A subdued Hisui is the only one in the room. Shiki-sama, are you awake? I'm surprised. Akiha didn't even realize it, but Hisui must have known I was awake. Yeah, I woke up just a little bit ago. Sorry. Because of me, Akiha was mad at you. No, it was only natural for her to be angry. I did not realize that you'd collapsed, Shiki-sama. Jeez, I'm used to it. And what's with Akiha wanting me to skip school? I'm fine. So I don't really need intensive care or anything. Shiki-sama, about that, can you not do as she tells you to? Huh? You mean not going to school tomorrow? Hisui nods. She looks as if she's not worried about being scolded by Akiha. Rather, she's really concerned over me. I can't say no to those eyes. I understand. I'll rest from school tomorrow. Is that acceptable? Hisui gives a weak, apologetic smile. Well then, please excuse me. If anything happens, please call for me. Hisui disappears with a bow. The instant I become alone, sleepiness assails me. In all seriousness, there does seem to be something wrong with my body. I'm trying to stay awake, but it's no use. Staring at the pattern on the ceiling, I easily fall asleep. I wish I had it that easy. Chapter 9. Alright. Origami. Interesting. Let me just check this message real quick. He and the BizOc files we put together. Cool. Yeah, there's a game I used to play called Gundam Battle Assault 2, and the Discord for it is starting to get more active, so they're... One of the people who runs it was talking to me about it. Okay. Chapter 9. Why is there this much sadness? I don't understand the reason. Whatever happens to anyone, it's their fate. It's not something that I can receive as a stranger. Neither pain, nor happiness, nor feelings, nor flesh. It's not that I'm sad. Oh, I guess this is Kohaku's perspective? So why this relentless regret? Oh, no, never mind. Even though I never knew about that girl. Even though I only looked at her now. For me, there isn't a connection between the two. So why? After thinking of the past I did not see until now, why does my chest feel like it's tearing apart? Hey, I wonder what's the most miserable. That moonlit night. The killer I happened to meet that one night asked that question. That was just one of the many rambling and meaningless scenes. And how did I respond? Sadness is easy to see, and happiness is hard to understand. To find miserable situations, you have to look way down. If being miserable is living a life so painful and so full of suffering that makes you wish you were dead, then it would mean that it's better if you were never born. As for me, I thought the saddest thing was to never have been born. After I said that, the killer laughed. After laughing so hard, he said something along the lines that I was a really nice guy. What is misery? Not even realizing your misery and mistaking it for happiness, I think. I remember nodding to that. That really can't be helped. Not being able to think that you're miserable. The only thing that's granted to them will be that sympathy is meaningless. Believing the illusion that she's happy, she will live a laughable life. As a stranger that can't feel her pain, I agreed that kind of misery was the worst. I slowly wake up for no apparent reason. The combination of the cool breeze and the sunlight streaming from the window feels great. The weather is simply exquisite. It's not the kind of weather to spend all day in bed. I lift my upper body. Still no good. My arms are still sluggish. It's not like I can't stand up, but I probably won't be able to walk. I hear the gentle rhythm of knocking. Please excuse me, Shiki-sama. How are you feeling? I feel fine. I bet I'll be able to move by evening. I kind of remember saying that last night, but it should be fine this time. Shiki-sama, may I ask you a question? What is it? Shiki-sama, while you were living with the Arima family, did you ever collapse like this before? Hisui's voice is weak. She seems worried that my declining condition is due to me coming back here. You don't need to feel responsible, Hisui. This happened to me while I lived with the Arimas. Well, maybe once a year during middle school, but that stopped once I entered high school. But I was already thinking that if it was going to come, It should be pretty soon. And did you recover quickly at those times? In a day or two, so it's no big deal. You act like I have some serious illness or something. Shiki-sama, I think it is a serious illness. I've heard that you have anemia, but nothing like this. Have you never thought that your body was strange? My doctor always says my body is totally weird. But come to think of it, collapsing like this and recovering so quickly, I could say my strength is much more amazing than most people's. I tried to laugh it off and it made her angry. Shiki-sama, people whose strength is much more amazing do not have many fevers during the night. Do you remember how many times you had a fever last night? Did something happen? It was last night. As soon as you fell asleep, you had a fever. You began to sweat profusely, and I had to come check on you every hour. If I do say so myself, that's amazing. It is amazing, but I'm a bit embarrassed to have been such a burden to her. Uh-huh. Well, come to think of it, these are different pajamas I wore than the ones I wore last night. Hisui, did Kohaku-san change my clothes? No, Akiha-sama did it herself. Last night, Akiha-sama and I took turns caring for you. After you calmed down this morning, Akiha-sama returned to her room. Akiha did? As I blurt this out, I flash back to what I saw yesterday. Akiha, who was sucking Kohaku's blood, I swear to God, if they flash back to the image, I'm gonna lose my mind. Akiha, who was yelling at Hisui. Shiki-sama? I vaguely hear Hisui's voice. Okay, I think we're safe. I parried one. Maybe I showed my tension on my face. It's nothing. I see. Akiha took care of me, huh? Yes. She would come every hour and take care of you. Since I was unable to contact you physically, it was very fortunate that Akiha-sama came. How stupid of me. Akiha was so worried about me. But what did I think about her? Thanks, Hisui. Please tell Akiha thanks too. Yes. Well then, Shiki-sama. I will bring you breakfast, so please wait a moment. Hisui leaves the room and I lift myself up. Leaning back against the wall, I take a deep breath. My body has gotten a little better, and the weather outside is excellent. To add to that, I'm truly happy that Hisui and Akiha took care of me last night. Still, I feel down. I haven't seen Kohaku-san since yesterday. I know that if I see her face, I won't be able to talk to her normally. But still, I just want to see her face. It passes noon, and the sun starts its dip from the top of the sky. My condition does not improve, but it doesn't get worse either. Not knowing what to do, I just stare out the window. Even though I try not to think, one person pops into my mind. I know the killer Shiki has to be dealt with, but I'm thinking of Kohaku-san. A solid knock at the door. Nissan? It's me. Can I come in? Akiha's voice. I don't really have any reason to avoid her. Obviously, I'm concerned about yesterday, but it didn't look like she hated Kohaku-san, and it might be something she has to do. Those of the Tohno blood need synchronizers. Akiha isn't hurting her like my old man did, so I should keep quiet about it for now. You don't need to ask me. Come on in. Yes, excuse me, Nisan. Akiha enters my room. Akiha, what about school? It's not even 1 o'clock, right? I took off today. If you are suffering, I should not leave, right? With a smile, Akiha comes closer to my bed. Dude, Akiha and Kohaku are like wrestling for this route. like with Arcueid, Arcueid just stole Seal's route, but like these two are fighting. I will take your temperature, so please put this in your mouth. After that, we need to change your sheets, so you can get up for just a moment. So can you get up for just a moment? She sticks the thermometer in my mouth. It looks like she came in. It looks like she came in place of Hisui. After checking my temperature, she smartly changes my sheets and gets out a fresh set of pajamas. Come to think of it, Kohaku-san was efficient too, but she didn't have Akiha's air of swiftness. Even though Kohaku-san is relaxed normally, she probably has things ordered, so there's nothing unnecessary done. All finished. Nisan, please lay down. Still standing, I steal a glance out the window. Kohaku-san is gathering the fallen leaves with her broom in the garden. I could probably say hi from here, so... Nisan, I've finished putting new sheets on your bed. Oh, sorry. I spaced out a little. I sluggishly lie back down on the bed. Sitting down on a chair, she starts to peel an apple rather clumsily. With an intense look on her face, she intently works the knife, but sometimes she uses too much strength, and the knife almost flies toward my bed. Is she practicing to be a good housewife? I wish she would do such dangerous things in the kitchen. Akiha, you don't have to force yourself. Indirectly, I tell her not to do things she's not good at. Akiha, a little dissatisfied, puts down the apple and the knife on the floor. Seeing her with a plate and fork, it's obvious that she was going to do something she's not good at. Despite the result, I'm happy for Akiha's care. But it's funny, so I start to laugh. Hey, what's so funny, Nisan? I did not do anything to make you laugh. I was thinking that this is just like back then. When I was sick as a child, you used to clumsily take care of me back then, too. Yeah, I remember. When I was still living as an adopted child. When I was playing with Akiha, I caught a fever and collapsed. I was resting in that detached house after that, but Akiha escaped the mansion to come care for me. It sure brings back memories. At first you just held my hand, but you started to try and take care of me. At the end, you even took some empty syringes and were going to eject me, right? I regret it now, but it's the truth I cannot take back. No kidding. If Jinan-san hadn't realized it and stopped you, I probably would have died. Incidentally, Jinan-san was the assistant of the family doctor. After that time, he became my personal physician. Wait, so every time they say doctor, they've been talking about this guy? Jinan-sensei, come to think of it, even though you didn't like doctors, you always ended up losing to him. Of course. That person is a mad doctor. If you disobey him, he'll pay you back twice as much. Do you understand how scary that is? Who knows? Akiha says as she smiles. She knows it doesn't concern her, and she isn't being cute at all. Speaking of doctors, when did Kohaku-san get her pharmacist license? She seems to be very close to our age, but doesn't that sort of thing have an age limit? That is true, but it's father's doing. We don't know the exact date of Kohaku and Hisui's birth, so father did a little manipulation of the documents and made her older. Whoa! As expected of a rich man, his methods are a bit illegal. But I think that Hisui is about your age. Kohaku and Hisui are twins, so that would naturally make her. So that would naturally make her around your age, right? No way. Wait, I'm a little confused. Who's talking in this fucking... I'm super confused. Whatever. Kohaku-san and I, the same age? Well, it's not like I really gave it much thought. But I always thought she was older. Well, she certainly doesn't act older. But I never thought of her as the same age. Because... well, if that's true... then from when Kohaku-san was 8 or 9, Tohno Makihisa did... Crack. I imagine a crack in my body. Nissan? What is wrong? Are you feeling all right? No, it's nothing. No need to worry. After all, this is just a brief pain. There is a need to worry. Sweating like that. You seem like you'll collapse at any moment now. But compared to Kohaku-san... compared to that, this pain is nothing. I really want to see Kohaku-san after all. I don't know what I'll say after I meet her, but I have to see her and do something. I still haven't fulfilled my promise from 8 years ago. This isn't the time for me to be lazing around here. And just like that, suddenly, my dizziness comes to a complete stop. How is that? Have you calmed down? Akiha is placing her palm on my forehead. Her cool fingers. It seems the cool sensation has doused away my dizziness, like soothing water. Nissan, how are you feeling? Didn't I already tell her? Her eyes are dead serious. Her gaze seems to be asking something different. Fine. I will just have to investigate myself. After saying this, she lowers her hand from my forehead. Her palm smoothly glides down the top of my shirt. It doesn't seem like there's anything wrong in particular. But your fluctuating temperature might be due to due to me simply not being used to it. Murmuring to herself, she draws back her hand. Nissan, you have a normally healthy body, but you have anemia like this very often. Do you ever think that's strange? Yeah, well, the doctor told me that many times, but what about it? Of course. Doctors cannot know the reason for your anemia. Hey, Nissan, do you want to know the reason for it? My heart skips a beat. What I haven't known for all these years. This unstable body of mine. Akiha knows? It doesn't seem like you're joking. Right. If you want to know, then I'll tell you. It's due to the sins of my family, so you have a right to know. For some reason, her words seem very dangerous. But I can't shake my head in denial after all this. I want to know. Please tell me, Akiha. I understand. Then I will tell you. I say that, but you already know most of it. After that incident 8 years ago, you became this way, right? So that has to be the root of all this. 8 years ago. You mean when I was almost killed by Shiki? Exactly. At that time, Shiki stole the majority of your life. After Father carried out sentence on Shiki, he was kept alive in the basement, right? So Shiki is using your life in place of the life he lost to stay alive. That's why, Nissan. That's why you cannot move freely with your own life. And as a result, you are always teetering on the brink of death. So as long as Shiki is alive, you will always be like this. You can never go back to the way you were before. What? On the edge of death? That's ridiculous. It's just... It can't be just anemia. Not being able to move freely and losing consciousness this frequently can't be called anemia. So it's just like she says. There's not much difference between this and drifting into death. Why? But I made it this far. If I lived like this for 8 years, then I can surely... No. Until now, Shiki was locked away so you were able to live barely. But now Shiki's going outside and is using your life to do as he pleases. The burden for whatever he does is on you, so you will not be able to live like before. My pulse surges. Her words hold nothing back. Since they are the truth, they pierce my heart like a sword even more. Nissan, if you want to hate someone, hate Shiki, or the one who set him free. Because even if he is alive, if Shiki was quiet, this would never have happened to you. He bites her lip as she bites her lip as she says this. Is she angry? Is she that angry at Shiki for stealing my life? She bites so hard that blood flows from her lips. Akiha. But she isn't looking at me. She's staring into emptiness, as if staring at an enemy. But rest assured, I will do anything to protect you, Nissan. So you can always smile. I will kill Shiki. That's what you want to say. I remember my old man's journal. The responsibility of the head of the Tohno household is to exterminate all those who stray from a human existence. Oh. That one night, Akiha was hugging me, desperately fighting back her tears. That time, I know she said those words. She said she didn't want to kill her brother with her own hands. She was crying, not being able to tell me that. It's fine. You don't have to feel any responsibility. No! I am the head of the Tohno family. So all the crimes any member of the Tohno house has committed, I will definitely... Hey, you don't have to make such a painful face. It's okay. This has happened before. Whatever Shiki does, I'll recover in a matter of days. So you don't have to worry. Nissan, you're just repeating yourself. I cannot bear you to be like this. Not even knowing if you may die at any minute. So I told you not to worry. Shiki is my responsibility. You don't have to do anything. Nissan? Yeah. Akiha doesn't have to kill her brother. This is between me and him. If the Tohno blood is cursed, and I've been forced into this ridiculous dance for 8 years, then I, with my own hands, will end all of this that started 8 years ago. Neither Kohaku-san or Akiha can be, or should, suffer any longer from that blood. Nissan. Has she relaxed? She finally eases her shoulders. Thank goodness. You're definitely my Nissan. Just like 8 years ago. You only protect me. Her brimming eyes look directly at me. How do you say this? The atmosphere has become incredibly intimate. And as if to spoil this great mood, Akiha's stomach lets out a growl. Come to think of it, Akiha stayed up all night watching over me. She must have been so worried over me that she didn't eat. I think I'm getting hungry. I try to follow her up. Jeez. I was so relaxed I let down my guard. Akiha gives an embarrassed excuse. Well, maybe it helped me out. I don't know what would have flowed from that mood. Akiha, I'm fine right now, so please rest. You took care of me all night, right? Yes. It was really nothing at all. I could not help you, and I only did the best I could. That's enough. I heard it all from Hisui. I really am happy to have such a great little sister. Yes. Then I suppose I will rest a little bit. I will come here again after dinner, so please rest and relax. Getting up from the chair, Akiha leaves the room. A light knock and the door opens. Thanks for waiting. Shiki-san, time for dinner. Huh? Kohaku-san's arrival takes me completely by surprise. Kohaku-san? Yes? She tilts her head. I thought Akiha said she wouldn't let you near me. Still off-kilter with surprise, I blurt out what I was thinking. Yes, I was ordered the same thing, but Akiha-sama and Hisui-chan do not know how to... Akiha-san and Hisui-chan don't know how to do an IV. Shiki-san, after dinner, you'll have to get a shot, you know. With her usual smile, she wheels in a cart and shuts the door. On top of the cart, there's food. On the lower shelf, there's a syringe and everything needed for an IV. Kohaku-san? First is dinner, right? Here you go, she says, and presents the meal on a platter. Kohaku-san's smile is full of contentment. How could I destroy it? Please act like before. I remember Hisui's words. Even I want her to keep smiling like this. I want to see her smile happily just like this. I can't destroy that. Well, I'll dig in. Yes. Please chew everything well. Lowering my eyes, I pick up my chopsticks. Kohaku-san stands nearby with that smile. It's all so sad. I just can't look at her. Clink, clank. The sound of my utensils echo through the room. Utensils? Utensils. Seeing her so close to me and smiling makes me want to kill myself. Jesus. Why am I so sad? Kohaku-san is right here. The one I wanted to meet since yesterday is here. So there can't be any reason to be sad. Sadness is easy to see. Happiness is difficult to understand. For example, a girl who was locked away in a mansion since she was very young. The girl giving Tohno her ribbon despite all that. The stupid me that spoke so happily about the past in this mansion. Such things caused me pain. Clink, clank. The sound of my utensils. Bringing my hands together, I thank her for the meal. As if she was so happy that I had seconds, she cheerfully takes the dishes. If that was true happiness, maybe I would be happy as well. That's pretty simple, isn't it? I suddenly find the reason for my sadness. There must be something wrong with me not to have seen it earlier. I just like this person. I love her to a point where I can't even imagine seeing her in pain. It seems I've finally realized this simple fact. Well then, a shot before your IV. Shiki-san, can you roll up your sleeve for me? I roll it up to the elbow. This won't be too painful, so just relax. Makihisa-sama would sometimes fall ill too. So, I've had a lot of practice, you know. She rubs my arm with a swab of cotton drenched in alcohol. I don't know what to do. Kohaku-san says Tohno Makihisa's name as if it was nothing. This perfect act. Is there a reason for it? Come to think of it, you were always injuring yourself as a little kid. You would ignore Makihisa-sama's scolding and run around the garden. She speaks nostalgically. Tss. I just can't look at her smile directly. For an instant, her smile changes from its usual form. It isn't her cheerful smile. It's a smile that comes from describing a distant, longed-for dream. But to protect the Kohaku-san of the present, I have to play along with the charade. That's right. But, Kohaku-san, you also seem to be having a lot of fun. Yes, running around with you, Shiki-san. Yeah, it really was fun, playing in the garden until sunset. But after it was all over, you would always get yelled at for being covered in mud. That's another act, too. That smile is just fake. Not being able to stand it anymore. I wrap my arms around this girl speaking of her dream. I can't even hold on to her tightly. Shiki-san? Her questioning voice reaches me. I just wordlessly hold her close to me and stroke her hair. I can't let her see my face. I probably have a horrible expression. I can't meet her gaze, her sharp perception. If I did that, she would know that I know everything. But still, I try to hold back and bite my lip. Shiki-san... Does it hurt that much, Shiki-san? No. It isn't that. All I can do is grip with my fingers. I can't hold her tightly, but I want to embrace her as much as I can. Aw, that's no good, Shiki-san. You're a boy, so you have to endure some pain. Her arm brushes against my hair. She quietly rubs my head. It breaks my limit. It's okay. Shiki-san? Did you say something? Kohaku-san asks. No matter how much my mind screams at me to stop, the words just come out. It's okay. You don't have to smile any longer. Huh? It's okay. You don't have to force yourself to smile. My voiced feelings spurt forth from my clenched lips. Her hand stops moving. Kohaku-san freezes. She doesn't even breathe. Gotcha. I hear a noise. Kohaku-san pulls away. Oh no! It looks like the IV spilled. The usual smile. Unfortunately, the next one will not arrive until tomorrow. So we'll stop for today. Well then, Shiki-san, if anything happens, please call me. Kohaku-san pushes the cart, as if nothing just happened. She leaves without opening the door. How? What was I doing? Acting like that. And breaking my promise to Hisui. It's no different than Makihisa. It's a little different than Makihisa, let's be real. I couldn't even control my feelings. The open door flutters at me in ridicule. Wait. Kohaku-san left without opening the door? That's odd. I know Kohaku-san closed it when she came in. So why was the door open? That has to mean that someone was watching when I was hugging Kohaku-san. After dinner, I will return Nissan. Oh, that's what Akiha said. Akiha saw it! I ponder aloud. It wasn't really a big deal. So, why do I have this whirlpool of uneasiness in my chest? Like I just did something I can never take back. Night falls. The clear daytime sky turns into a black dome. The swarm of clouds carouse across the sky and obscure the moonlight. The translator worked on this route and got tired of holding back. I can write better than this! Okay. I take a deep breath and get out of bed. See? I told them I'd be better by evening. I'm pretty much better. There isn't anything to stop me from running about. I take my knife from the drawer. Just in case. Alright. I place it in my Oh, he's gonna go after Shiki, isn't he? I place it in my pocket and psych myself up. The problems really have piled up. But I won't mistake what I can do and what must be done. The killer wandering the streets. Tonight, I will have to end Shiki's wanderings once and for all. As her big brother, it's the least I can do. I can't allow Akiha to be forced into fighting her real brother. I have to stop Shiki while I can still move my body. I don't see Shiki anywhere under the clouded night streets. Damn. I guess I was just thinking too optimistically. I thought I would meet Shiki if I just walked the streets at night. Even though I've never seen him, I thought I'd be able to meet him like two magnets coming together. It's probably better if I just wait somewhere instead of randomly walking about. The alley would probably be a good idea. I witnessed so many murders there in my dreams. That's probably the best bet if I want to find Shiki. Well then, I hide in the darkness and take a deep breath. Ready for an attack at any moment, I grip my knife. My heart is beating furiously. This may be imprudent, but my mind isn't out of control. Soon, I will be battling Shiki. This will be extremely close to a fight to the death. I don't intend to kill, but the possibility of ending it that way is high. Even still, my mind is calm. As watching those dreams truly desensitized me towards killing. The only thing that's normal is my heart. It's the only thing that feels the tension of the upcoming killing and beats a warning bell inside of me. Maybe it's the only true normalcy of Nanaya Shiki. I let out a deep breath. My insides are still overheating. Strange. My feelings are completely calm. So why? Why is my blood racing to meet this vampire? Thump, thump. Once before, I think I was searching for someone like this. I sense someone and instantly hide myself. The sound of footsteps. My pulse reaches new heights. The one who's coming is the one enemy I know I came here to defeat. The footsteps come closer. Only a few more steps. 1 step. 2 steps. 3 steps. 4 steps. I dash toward the enemy. The enemy suddenly whirls to face me. The enemy tries to jump back, but I'm many times faster. I swing my knife at the enemy's throat without the slightest hesitation. Right before impact, I manage to pull back. The knife breezes through Akia's hair. We both take a deep breath and point at the other at the same time. Nissan, what are you doing here? Akia, what are you doing here? Well, I guess it's pretty obvious we're after the same thing. Akia looks at me, with eyes almost brimming with complaint. I think she's still mad at me for hugging Kohaku-san, but I can't worry about that right now. Akia, just what are you doing at this time of night? Is it not obvious? I'm looking for Shiki so I can fulfill my duty as the head of the Tohno family. Akia answers me. Akia, I told you I'd take care of it, so there's no need for you to put yourself in danger like this. Didn't you agree to that? That may be true, but I changed my mind. Nissan, you seemed a little busy, so I thought I would go in your place. With a Akia looks away. Akia, I won't ask what you're angry about, but isn't that a different matter? This is between me and Shiki. Akia, I won't let you get involved in such a dangerous fight. Give it up. You're very naive if you keep saying that, Nissan. Look, even now your body's getting weaker. So I will do whatever it takes to make you better. I will not listen to you if you tell me to stop. Akia looks intently at me. She's dead serious. What you say is right. Who's talking? Okay. What you say is right. I really am happy that you worry over me this much. But isn't it tough? Shiki is your, Nissan. You're the only one that I call Nissan. Certainly this is a difficult task, but someone has to do it, right? I was raised to fulfill my duty as head of the Tohno family, so all of this is under my own resolution. More importantly, Nissan, at your current health, what are you doing? Aren't you the one who's in danger from Shiki? Akiha adopts an incredibly commanding pose as she walks toward me with her finger pointed right at my throat. I unconsciously take a few steps back under this attack. See, you're already losing to me mentally. Look, you're just a normal human, so a monster like Shiki is far above your level. I will escort you this night, but from now on, you have to take care of yourself. Akiha grabs my arm and walks off. Wait, Akiha, wait up! Oh, quiet. If you make a racket this late at night, you'll just attract the police. Ugh. I lose once again. Oh well. My body still isn't fully well, so I should just go back like she says. Nissan, please go back to your room. I'm also done for the night. Akiha turns away, still a bit perturbed. Her black hair swishes in the air. For no reason whatsoever, I see her and feel this incredible uneasiness. Akiha. Yes? What is it, Nissan? I can trust it, right? I say that without even really knowing what I want to trust in. Akiha looks surprised for a moment. Yes, you've not done anything you need to worry about, so please rest. She says this with a completely unclouded smile. Akiha walks away. My room is on the second floor in the western part of the mansion. Akiha's is in the eastern part. Does living under the same roof but being so far away make me that uneasy? With this lingering uneasiness that I still can't define, I open the door to my room. Okay. Well, my phone's almost dead, so we're gonna have to stop here anyway. But that was a fun little ending. Got to do some acting right at the end. Yeah, a lot of stuff is just kind of coming together, and a lot of last minute exposition from previous chapters is like happening now. So it's interesting. It's almost wish fulfillment-y, if that makes any sense. Because like all the stuff that you wish could have happened, or all the stuff that you wish characters knew earlier, is kind of like coming to light now. So it feels like the ending is setting up for something a little more like a little less overtly tragic than the previous endings. Although I could be full of shit, to be fair. I could be calling it completely wrong. But it's getting to the point where like the only thing that could make this more wish fulfillment-y is if like Aozaki just shows up and saves the day somehow. But yeah, we are really close to the end. We might actually finish it on Thursday, which would be nice. It'd be nice to finally be done. I said that I would be streaming today, Thursday, and Saturday. I don't know about Saturday. I got some stuff I gotta do. But yeah, we're almost done. We are almost done with Tsukihime. That feels weird. Because I've been working on this for so long, man. Gosh. But yeah, Inu and Eddie, thank you for being in the chat again. I always appreciate it. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for making it this far. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I'll be posting more visual novel stuff and more fighting game stuff and regular video game stuff. Follow me on twitch.tv at twitch.tv/BerserkChip. That's BerserkChip with 2 P's because I forgot the password to my previous account. Follow me on Twitter, where I'll be posting highlights and updates to my schedule. I just posted a highlight yesterday of the thing where Aki says, "I'll kill you." That was pretty funny. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and we will see you next time, and possibly we will have the end of Tsukihime. What a concept.